It won't be this way. Said it won't be this way. When your back's against the wall and you don't know what to do, hang on. The Lord will see you through. It won't be this way. I said it won't be this way. When you can't see your way and you're down to your last dime, God will. You'll step in on time. It won't be this way. I said it won't be this way. You may be sick and your body racked with pain. God can heal you. Believe that things will change. It won't be this way. I said it won't be this way. There's no secret to what God can do. What He's done for others, He'll do the same for you. It won't be this way. I said it won't be this way. Said it won't be this
I'm talking about some foot stomping, hand clapping church this morning.
Gracious God, creator of the universe, and yet the lover of my soul. Alpha and Omega, and yet I can call you friend. I don't have to beg you for anything, but I can thank you for everything. God, I thank you because this is the day that you have made, and I can rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you for this day of magnificence and glory and splendor. God, I thank you for life, health, and for strength. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for peace, love, and joy. I thank you for the essence of you that envelops me right now from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet. We thank you for this day of manifestation. We thank you for the day of revelation. We thank you for the day of impartation. We thank you as you move in the midst of your people to bring us to the greatest times that we've ever seen since the foundation of the world. Thank you, Lord, that for this time and for this season, you've allowed us to be a part of your move in the face of the earth. I thank you, God, for the revolution that you're bringing forth, God, even in the midst of the earth right now. And I thank you for the opportunity to be a part of what you're doing in this hour, because in the last days, saith God, you said you would pour out your spirit on all flesh. And so now we thank you for the pouring out. God, I thank you for the rain and the move of your spirit. I thank you for fresh oil. I thank you for new wine. I thank you for the new thing that you're doing. I thank you now that it does spring forth. I thank you, Lord, that you've called us to be the head and not the tail. You've called us to be above only and not beneath. You've called us to be the lender and not the borrower. You've called, God, that our storehouses would be full and increase. God, I thank you because even I decree and declare that the people under the sound of my voice, even now, are moving in the might of your strength. not by might nor by power, but by your spirit. I thank you for those that are the sons and daughters of God that are called because they walk not after the flesh, but after your spirit. I thank you for the rising up of the people of your kingdom. I thank you that your kingdom come. I thank you that your will be done, even now in earth as it is in heaven. I thank you, Lord, because you are moving in the midst of your people mightily as never before. Raise us up, oh God, to the standard of what you've called us to be. God, I thank you for the standard of greatness. I thank you for the standard of holiness. I thank you for the standard of moving as the sons and daughters of yours, and not as vagabonds, not as those that never knew you, not as those that are confused and confounded, but God, those that know who they are in you. I thank you for the knowing. I thank you, God, for knowing you. I thank you for knowing your presence. Thank you for knowing your Holy Ghost power that gives us the ability to be successful. Your anointing that gives us the power to rise up and be called blessed. Thank you for that is in us. Thank you, God, for all things that pertain to life and godliness. Thank you because we are not confused. We are not deceived. And we thank you for that clarity of mind and the clarity of vision that allows us to walk forth as kings and queens, as princes and princesses in the kingdom that walk in the earth. We thank you that we are your beloved, and we rise up as the apple of your eye. We rise up, oh God, as those that you love with all of your heart. And God, we love you back. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for soundness of spirit. I thank you that healing is our bread. Healing is our deliverance. By the stripes of Jesus, we're already healed. And we speak forth that healing even now for those that need it. Thank you, God, for every stripe that was taken. Thank you for the bruising. Thank you that he was wounded for our transgressions, bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him. God, with those same stripes we declare and we speak healing in Jesus' name. We give you glory, we give you peace, we give you honor, we give you blessing, we give you might. We ascribe all of these things unto you because they are yours. Thank you, the fruit of my lips giving thanks unto your name, ever giving you all that is yours. Glory, honor, power, dominion, majesty. It's yours. I decree it and I speak it. In the mighty name of Jesus, it is so. Amen and amen.
Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to welcome you to today's edition of Yes, You O Cubed. What does O Cubed stand for? One-on-one, it's just me and you. I am the spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman, and I want to welcome you on today. You all, it's Friday. June the 23rd. I had to look and see because I really wanted to say July. June the 23rd in the year 2023. And you know how we do it on Fresh Start Friday. It's another day's journey, and I'm glad about it.
Learn how to do this when you don't have the words. Let your feet speak for you. You got to learn how to let your feet speak for you.
We made it.
And right now, my feet got a testimony. Hey, he has done great things. He has done great things. Yes, sir. He has done great things. He has done. He has done. He has done. He has done great things. He has done. He has done. And learn how to do this when you don't.
Yay! Yeah, that's how we do it on Fresh Start Friday. We come in giving God praise. So listen, that's the way we're going to get it started this morning. Y'all got all kind of jokes going on. Fairly and Rebel, y'all got me cracking up, honey. Me and Stacy are just having a ball looking at y'all carrying on. But listen, I love y'all. I really do. Then I'm looking and I'm checking. You know what, Stacy 546, you took me out with that last comment. I was just dead. Just dead. But listen, I'm glad that every last one of you are here this morning. Let's get this party started, get this party cracking lacking, because listen, it's a Fresh Start Friday. We're going to start with Grandpa Holmes' chair. Let's come on in here and see who came in this morning to make sure there was plenty of love, joy, peace, soul, and happiness in the Lions Den this morning. I'm going to start with Tall Pumps. That's my girl. She came in trying to make sure there was plenty of love in here for everybody, carrying on security while Truck has been absent. Your legs were too heavy to buck. I love me some YouTube BTD, Mom. Yes, I'm telling you what, my sis came in and she said she wanted y'all to know she loves y'all and she misses you all. And I tell you what, that's the way Tall Pumps came in this morning. That's the way she came in this morning. Because, honey, she said, I miss the Lions Den. You were trying. Rebel, you ain't got no sense this morning. I can tell it's going to be a great day. Listen, Tall Pump said to tell everybody she misses you. She's giving you love and all of that. She ain't your fave for nothing. I got it. Listen, that's the way she's feeling this morning. Tall Pump said, I miss y'all. And Tall Pumps, please believe when you go back and watch this on demand, we miss you too, girl. We miss you too. That's my gorgeous sister from Chi-Town, giving her that love. And she came in to do the security once more and again. I do believe Truck Driver has his feet back on the land. He reached out and I just didn't get to talk with him on yesterday because I was already in the midst of something else, but it was just good to hear his text. It was good to hear his text on yesterday evening. But listen, Tall Pump's been holding it down for him, so I am not mad at all. Then the third person in the Lions Den yesterday cheering was none other than KK79, y'all. There she is. There's my beautiful soul. Thank you. Uh-oh. What's going on? Okay, hold on just a second. I know what I did. There we go. KK79. I know, Stacy. We miss Pumps. That's my girl. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do something. Listen, KK79, we got mad love for you. That's my beautiful soul. Go ahead and sit right on over there on that love seat and make yourself comfy, cozy right over there. And listen, because I'm going to give you some good company to sit there with you, because the second person in the Lions Den this morning was Shelly Thunder. Come on in here. Did y'all like how I held that note? Did you like how I held that note? Listen, I said I'm going to hold it until I can find this child and get this thing right. Shelly, I held that note for you, girl. I hit hit her in the back of the head. Ooh, Fairly, you chose violence today, girl. You chose violence today. She said, spit it out. Now that from my dearest friend, that from you were testing my lung capacity today. My dearest friend said, hit me in the back of the head so I can spit it out. Man, I just don't know. I got a feeling, Shelly Thunder. I got a feeling this stream is about to be off the chain, Stacy. It started off the chains in the chat before we even got started. My God, today, when your best friend is advocating and choosing violence against you, Lord Jesus, I just don't even know what's going to happen. Now, Shelly, go ahead and sit down right over there. Fairly, I thought you were driving to work, sis. I thought you were driving to work. You in here clowning. You in here cutting up and acting like you ain't got no act right. I'm telling you, fairly, life is but a dream. Now, listen, I appreciate you, Shelly Thunder. Go ahead and sit your lips, hips, and fingertips right over there with KK79. Because the winner of Grandpa Holmes' chair is none other than DJ Rockin' Ron. Y'all better give it up for my brother. He ain't playing with y'all. Yes, DJ Rockin' Ron. That's my brother. He said we gonna do this. The Kings are in full effect. The pre-show is in full effect. Shelly Thunder, when they come in talking about knocking you upside the head and carrying on, Rebel done been risque with Fairly all day. Fairly done confessed that she put the G in gangster and she ain't scared of no risque. I'm like, Lord Jesus, what's really going on in here? KK79, she comes in celebrating Rockin' Ron. Come on in here. Woo, Shelly, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough and tough in here today. Now, DJ Rockin' Ron been holding up. Your internet is tripping. Oh no, we buying that devil. Listen. 3 days in a row, I'm telling you, 3 days in a row, the king ain't playing with the sisters up in here. He said, this is my throne and I'm about to carve it to me. He said, you know, I'm just going to let my hips and my legs and my thighs, legs and hips, and I went on over the Rebel show. Now, he said, I'm just going to let my indentation take over this throne because y'all ain't been able to dethrone me ever since I decided it was mine. And Bishop been doing that thing, and nothing but mad love to you, DJ Rockin' Ron. I love me some you. Now, this is what I'm going to do in honor of my girl. She's feeling some kind of way that she can't be here, but she's coming. Oh, you talking about y'all? Listen, we're undefeated up in here, Shelly Thunder. We are absolutely positively undefeated. 3 days in a row, we've been cutting up. We've been cutting up. I'm telling you what, I don't know. Something in the water. I don't know what it is. I'm going to do this for my girl Tall Pumps because she wants to be here, but she can't. But when you watch it on demand, it's a poll call. Woo! Yeah! I lean sideways, reporting for duty. Hey! Tall Pumps, this is for you. Hey! poll call. It's a poll call. It's a poll call. That's what we had this morning. That was for my girl, Tall Pumps. You better get it. You better get it, BTG Mom. Y'all better get it on this Fresh Start Friday, because this is the way we starting our day. It's been so long you was afraid you were going to have to... Not Ida B. Othello. On the floor. Ida B. on the floor. Listen, Stacy, you and these names. Listen, Rebel, did you hear that hook? Oh, Chick done came in twerking and working and giving it up. We got to do it one more round. Hey, Brown Sugar Cookies is here. Woo. Oh, y'all see what kind of Friday you in for? It's a poll call. Poll call. That's what we got going this morning. Now listen, it's a great day. Let me stop clowning and let me get into this stream, because y'all like, this woman done lost her mind. But it's 110 degrees down here in Dallas, y'all. It's 110 degrees. My brains are fried and scrambled just like eggs. Now listen, at the end of the day, my moderators right here. These are my girl, as I love me some them. We're gonna start with my girl, Shelly Thunder. Yes, Shelly Thunder is out here. The prophetess is loose, and she's in here trying to get us to act right, but it's too late. Listen, it reminds me of that song. I see that mod love BTD Mom. I see that mod love Stacy 546. I see that mod love Kai Chick. I love you, girl. Listen, y'all remember that call? Oh, well, they call him the street. Look at their fastest thing on 2 feet. And I said, don't look, Ethel. But she'd already been demoralized. Listen, it's... Woo, I think I need to go back to bed. At the end of the day, this is my girl, the prophetess Shelly Thunder. She'll give you a prayer. She will do it. She'll give you a scripture, but she'll also block your tail. That's my girl right there, and I love me some you. You are precious to my soul. No, you agreeing that I should go back to bed. I knew you were going to come in with something. And why in all caps? I'm not even going to mess with you, Shelly Thunder. Then we're led by the leader of the pack, none other than the Rebel Inc. Yes, the Rebel Inc. is my day one, my ace boom coon. That's my sister and my friend. I want you to know that she's a streamer, y'all. And if you're not following the Rebel Inc., quit chewing ways. Just quit them. I see you lurking, Kai Chick. I'm glad that you're here. Mad love to you, sis. Go ahead and lurk and twerk. Now listen, if you're not following the Rebel Inc., quit chewing ways. Just quit them. Because listen, she's going to bless your whole life. And we'll be over there in just a few minutes. Then we got the third part of the Blessed Trinity, the Quiet Storm. Yes, the Quiet Storm, saints. And she's also my angel. Because Michelle Brownell changes the atmosphere just by being in it. These three beautiful, lovely ladies are my mods, and they are my blessed trinity. And I love me some them, because there's nobody like them in all the earth. Now, look at here. I done clown so much. Let me come around and say good morning to everybody. And I'm going to do it quick, fast, and in a hurry. The Rebel Inc. was in here bright and early. She's a streamer. Please follow her, and she'll make your whole day. I'm coming on down, and I see Stacy 546 came in right hot on her tail. And then Fairly All Day, my dearest friend, came in right after her, clowning. I'm telling you, she and Rebel done already. Listen, Shelly Thunder, that's how we got off today. It was the Rebel Inc. and Fairly All Day's fault. I just want to make that clear. I want you to know how we got derailed. It was Fairly All Day and the Rebel Inc. in here clowning. Then I'm coming on down, and who else came in the room this morning? None other than my dear sister, BT Deep Mom, Anita Harvey. She came on in here right hot on the tails. Chocolate Girl is in here, and good morning to you, Chocolate Girl. We not always this crazy. Sometimes we act like we got a little bit more sense than we acting like today. But at the end of it all, we have fun in here, and we love one another in the Lion's Den, and we love you. Thank you for coming in. Don't leave us. We not crazy. Don't leave us. We not crazy. We just having a moment. Coming on down, and I'm looking to see who else is in here. I appreciate you for being in the Lion's Den this morning, and nothing but mad love to you, DJ Rockin' Ron, who's also a streamer. If you're not following DJ Rockin' Ron, quit chewing your ways. Just quit him, because I'm here to tell you he's going to bless your whole life. Thank you for being in here, and that's my brother. Barbara Hardy, you done come in early this morning. Good morning to you, my These Are They friend. And I'm going to start showing your flyer on next week, because we want the Saints to be ready to meet you all there on your celebration in July. It's time for it, and I appreciate you, sister. I want y'all to know, listen, These Are They, I'm going to tell you what, and I am a connoisseur of fine music. These Are They is probably the premier excellent choir ever to walk the face of the earth. These jokers can sing. I'm not playing. Before there was who I want to say, name them, claim them. Before there was any of them, Ricky Dillard. Before there was Donald Lawrence in Tri-City. Before there was Wilmington Chester. Before all of that, 52 years ago, there was These Are They, and they still out here singing and tearing it up. That's my These Are They friend, and I love me some you. Coming on down, and I believe that's July the 22nd if I got the date right. But listen, I love me some you. And then I got my girl, listen, she's in here, y'all. The prophetess is here. She's in the midst of the saints this morning. Shelly Thunder. Yes, that's my girl, right? Look at that. That picture just takes me out, Shelly. I want to say something about the girls, but I'm going to keep going. Now, Joanna G. Y'all pray for me. Please pray. I think... Listen, that's all I'm going to say, Shelly. It says it all. Oh, I'm telling you, I'll have to say that offline, or I might have to say it over in Rebels. Joanna G98 is my sister, and I love me some you. That's my sister friend. She is an educator, and she comes in and just brings so much love and energy with her. I just love me some her. Look at that beautiful face. Look at that beautiful smile. Joanna G98, mad love to you from the Lion's Den. KK79, she's in here, y'all. That's my girl. I love me some her. That's my beautiful soul. She came in dancing and giving it up. I love you. Innocent 200 is here. Excuse me. Mad love to you, and I'm so glad to have you in the room. Come on in the Lion's Den. We're a little wacky today. We're just a tad bit wacky, but that's all right. We still are in the Lion's Den, and you're going to hear us roar. Coming on down to my evangelist, Kai Chick, is up in the house today, y'all. She's here on Fridays, and that's my girl. She'll go back and watch it on demand as well if she has to. That's my beautiful sister right there. I love me some her. You just not gonna find anybody more beautiful than Kai Chick. And I'm telling you, Kai Chick, I think one day I'm gonna have to have you just actually come in the stream and give your testimony. This sister right here, I'm telling you, she's all that and a bag of chips. Oh my God. And when I say she is boss energy personified, she really, really is. I love it. I love it. I love it. You say you can't take me and Rebel nowhere. Listen, Shelly, don't say that. Don't say that. Cassandra Woke 2022 is in here, and that's my poet laureate. Come on in here, and good morning to you, and happy Friday. It's a fresh start. Listen, Cassandra, you better make it a fresh start, because we already clowning. DJ Roll'em 27, that's my brother. That's my DJ. He is a DJ, y'all. He is a streamer. And if you're not following DJ Roll'em 27, quit Wise, just quit him because he's going to bless you. I promise you he will. I love me some you, sir. I love me some you. Coming on down, and I'm looking and I'm booking and I'm taking an account to see. I think I got everybody. Let me come over to Facebook and see if there's anybody. I don't want to miss anyone this morning. I want to get everybody that I can. I appreciate you all for being here on this Fresh Start Friday. It's going to be a little bit of a different day. I can already tell, but that's okay too. I see Melvin Lamont Brown. Come on in here downtown. Melvin Brown is in the room. Good morning to you. Nothing but mad. This is my cousin, sister, friend, Rebecca Cruz. Good morning to you. I see you in the Lion's Den, and nothing but mad love to you. Come on in here. This baby is exactly 14 days older than me. She is my cousin. She's my sister. She was my first best friend, and she'll be my last. I love this girl right here. We've been together for a minute. I'm not going to tell your age. I can tell mine, but I won't tell your age, Rebecca. But I'm so glad to see you here this morning, y'all. That's my girl right there. That's my girl. Sharon Lindsay, I see you. That's my sister. I love you. Y'all know I got family everywhere, whether it's blood kin or not. These are my peeps, and I love me some of them. Sharon Lindsay, oh my God, it's good to see you this morning, sis. Mad love to you. And then Anita Harvey is out there in the Lion's Den. I appreciate you as well. My goodness, what a blessing this morning. Y'all got me going over here in Facebook. Thank you so much. And Anita Harvey's in all the platforms, KK79s and all the platforms. I appreciate you all. Nothing but mad love to you. Now, Melvin Lamont usually comes in on LinkedIn, but he done joined us this morning on the Facebook platform. Wherever you are, Melvin, I appreciate you and thank you for coming in. Now, let's get this party started. Let's get this party crack-a-lacking. You know how we do it. What had happened was, whilst we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, there are a few things. Oh, somebody too. Thank you. Thank you. Show some love to somebody too. I'm telling you, this is what moderators do. They keep you on track. They make sure you don't miss little things that really make a big difference. Because listen, somebody too, I'm glad that you're here. And I definitely, come on, love Sharon Lindsay and Lolita. That's my little sauce pot. Lolita, love that little baby. She is so precious. Now, listen, I thank you, Rebel, or whoever did that. I don't know if it was Rebel or Shelly Thunder or who did, but somebody too, good morning to you, because you are somebody too. Thank you for being here this morning, and mad love to you. Now let's get this party started, get this party crack-a-lacking, because what had happened was, whilst we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, it was reported to me, cheering, it was reported to me, what we feared had come on. I see your coffee cup, Cassandra Woke. I see your coffee cup, BTD Mom. Y'all know what to do. I see your coffee cup, KK79. Even when my brain is a little slow, y'all still know what to do. I see your coffee cup, KK79. Get your coffee cup out. Get your coffee cups out. I know, Rebel. I'm telling you, my brain is really struggling this morning. I think it's the heat. And I need to go out there and water my yard, because if I don't, honey, I got some patches that starting to turn brown. They need some water. They need some water. You understand what I'm saying? I think I'm going to get out there early this morning and put some water on it. Stacy 546, I see your coffee cup. Now, listen, we're still sending up prayers for the families that are left to grieve. Oh, wait a minute. Honey, I've been on poll call so long this morning. I just want to keep going there. But at the end of the day, this is where I'm trying to go. We're sending up prayers for the submersible, which was found as a debris field. And it's being said now that they believe that it actually imploded on descent. Now, you know what that means if it imploded. Someone suggested when there's a crack and the pressure is not right, anything that you have like that will implode. So now they're saying they think that the trips that it had been taking down over time had potentially created some cracks. Now, this is their supposition. had created some cracks in the vessel, and that obviously you all know when you hit those lower those pressures at lower the farther you down you go, that pressure just basically crushed that thing. So I think about that, and I think somebody's about to get paid, you know, and that doesn't bring back loss of life. Please don't think money's going to replace loss of life, because, honey, there's nothing that can replace when you lose your loved one. But at the end of the day, I got a feeling. I'm not trying to be prophetic, but I got a feeling somebody's about to get paid, because you would have thought, excuse me, that they would have been checking that vessel the whole time. And not so much maybe. But this is a question that I have. Now, they kept saying that they kept hearing this pinging and carrying on. And this is what I'm wondering, and I want to hear this response. What was all this noise y'all said y'all kept picking up on the sonar? Now, ever since the vessel was lost on, lawsuits are coming, DJ Rollum. Lawsuits are coming. But what was this noise y'all claim y'all been hearing all these days? You heard them all the way from Sunday through yesterday. And so I'm like, now, if it is as you all are telling us now, you believe at the time that you lost contact with the vessel had imploded at that point. So then my question begs to be answered. Then what y'all been hearing for the last several days? Where's that sound coming from? And I'd love to hear that explained. Inquiring minds want to know. Explain it to me, Lucy. Explain it to me. What's all this pinging and dinging and clanking and clamoring that you've been hearing down there in the waters that y'all thought might have been the vessel? I'm just wondering, where was that noise coming from? Of course, inquiring minds want to know as far as me. Everybody else is like, oh, they got a debris field. They were stalling. Is that what it was, KK? They were just lying. That was dolphin besting pots. Come on, I hear you. Dolphins out there doing their thing fairly. I'm telling you, I'm just like, explain that to me fairly. Explain that. You think they were just stalling for time and they didn't hear nothing? So the Saints, listen, this is basically what KK79 said. Listen, y'all can believe they heard clanking and carrying on if you want to.
Why you always lying?
KK79 said, I don't believe it. I don't believe you heard nothing from the get-go. I think y'all was just trying to drag your feet and take up time until you could find whatever you could find. At the end of the day, I don't know, KK. I think they very possibly heard something down there. I really, really do. I'm not that one that's going to say there was nothing. And Fairly done said, honey, there was the dolphins out there carrying on. Explain that to me, Lucy. What were y'all hearing? And that was the report that we kept getting repeatedly over this whole entire time. K2 Hoop, good morning to you, sis. Nothing but mad love coming to you. I love me. Beating pots. I got you. Okay, Fairly, they were beating pots, sending up smoke signals. K2 Hoop, it's good to see you this morning. Nothing but mad love to you, sis. And then we got Dr. Daddy Priest. Good morning, High Priestess. The High Priestess is here. She is the creator and originator of Engagement Matters, and nothing but mad love to you, sis. Nothing but mad love to you. So I'm like, listen, for me, inquiring minds want to know, what in the world did y'all hear down there? In the meantime, this conversation. Somebody reached out to me yesterday evening and was like, even for the father and the son, what in the world made them go down there to the Titanic and feel like, but I said it and I'll say it again. It was a very sad situation, Cassandra, very sad. Listen, and they should be paid. They're going to be mad money. They're going to get mad money if what they said. And at this point, I'm sure they'll try to recover as much of the vessel as they can from the ocean floor. But even at that, the question begs to be answered on that. How will they actually prove that there were cracks in the vessel? They'd have to try to put the vessel back together and then try to assess it from there. I don't think they're going to get that much debris from the debris on the floor. I don't think they're going to get that from the debris field. I think it's a supposition that it was already cracked and it imploded. And obviously, they would be deceased on implosion. Prayers still going up. Prayers still going up because there are families that are still involved at the end of the day. So I tell you, and at the end of the day, Fairleigh got the dolphins down there making smokes. Fairleigh, you on one today. Shelly Thunder, this is why the stream has been derailed. I'm telling you, Fairleigh and the Rebel Inc. are on something today. I'm telling you, I love them though. I love them. Wouldn't trade them for the world. But again, that concludes that story that we've talked on all this week, only to again find that they are deceased. Now, the other thing I want to talk about that's going on this morning, outside of the heat, because the heat, I'm telling y'all, Texas is on fire. The devil is just frolicking about down here in Texas. The devil is just loose. He has released hell onto the peoples in the land. He's just out here footloose and fancy free. I think I saw, you're talking about 110, 112 when you start putting in the heat index and this and that and the other. It's hot, y'all. It's hell degrees here. Please believe it. It's hell degrees. And then on the backside of that, understand that a lot of times this is the perfect weather when you have this kind of heat. And then, when you start talking about tornadoes and all of that, because when the wind starts clashing and those temperatures start clashing one against the other, it's just the perfect storm for creating a very, very bad situation weather-wise. So at the end of the day, I just don't know what kind of weather we're going to have going forward, but it's hot as Hades down here right now, and we burning up. Somebody said on yesterday they really like the heat, but y'all can have it. MCP 812 at this level. And I do say I'm a heat lover, so that's me. I'm in that. But at this point, they're talking about the moisture. Humid heat is a hot heat, y'all. Humid heat will almost take you out of here. Humid heat will almost make you pass out and just fall out and just give up the ghost. And so I'm praying for everybody. Try to stay cool. Try to stay warm. Try to stay cool. Try to stay hydrated is the word I wanted to say. Especially for those of us that are in this heat. And if you don't have to get out in it, don't get out in it. And our ground is suffering. My grass, I got patches that are, turning colors. I'm going to have to get out there and water that just real quick, fast, and in a hurry. But I don't want my grass to die. But at the end of the day, it's hot. It's hot, y'all. It's hot. The technology that they were under top security for the country. I got you somebody too. Crystal Method, come on in here. Good morning to you. It'll sit on you like a weighted blanket when you let that hot heat that's got humidity in it. Man, you can't breathe, you can't move. It will take you out. There have already been plans made to account for the increase in medical incidents that arise from the temperature and climate changes regarding the hospital. And that's good, Dr. Dady, because you know what? I was just sharing this conversation with my sister. We just had this the other day. And my mother, Crystal Method, is nothing but mad love to you, sis. My mother, while we were going through transition, getting her located and situated in housing, I needed some paperwork done, but it had to be somebody that knew her. So I went to her dear friends that had been friends of hers all her life. And I went to the house, baby, and it was one of those where the stairs, y'all remember back in the day when they used to build the steps and you had to walk up all of those steps just to get to the porch and the front door. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. And you had to walk up all the steps to get to the front door and then go in. And it's one of those huge old houses. Double spirit. There's my double portion. Come on in here, sis. Nothing but mad love to you and good morning. I walked in that door and was met with instant heat, Dr. Dady, because they had the windows down and bolted. Now, mind you, they were older and up in age, and they lived in what ended up being the urban core. And that section had really gone through blight because people were moving out of them big old houses because they just couldn't afford to keep them. But they still resided there. He was a pastor. I walked in that door, Dr. Dady, and the heat listen, that was the heat. That was my greeter at the door. That was my greeter at the door, and it was disrespectful. It literally, when I opened up that door, the heat that was my greeter, it slapped me. That heat just bam, 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 bam. Oh, you think you coming in here? Bam, bam, bam. This is the heat. You think you coming in here? Bam, bam. You think you about to be comfortable? Bam, bam, bam. That heat slapped me all upside. Dr. Dady, I'm telling you, it was disrespectful. They had the windows down. They were, as I said, he was a pastor and she was a missionary. They had the windows down and they were in full regalia. Now, they weren't going anywhere. There was no church service or anything going on. This is how they sat in their house. He had on a full suit, a full three-piece suit with shirt, tie, and y'all know those old timers, they believed in putting an undershirt under your shirt. You know, they didn't just come out here with the shirt. They came out here with the undershirt under your shirt. Otherwise, you were not properly attired. So he's got on layers of clothes, and cufflinks, dressed to the nine, and his brim, sitting in the house. And she's sitting in, now y'all don't know about the old holiness church. Those old time holiness churches, you had to have, honey, listen, floor sweepers. That dress was going to be all the way down to the floor. You understand what I'm saying? And she had her handkerchief over that. And when I tell you that heat, Joanna G, was disrespectful, that heat slapped me like I was one of the children of the, the house of prayer. It beat me like them children at the house of prayer. That heat beat me down. Do you understand the words coming out of my mouth? That heat beat me like, girl, you been out of order. You ain't been right. You ain't been righteous. You ain't been saved. I'm going to beat you right now. My great grandmother was blind at 100 years old, and she told my grandfather said, Mama, I think you just like to beat me. She said, child, I sure did, and if I could see you, I'd beat you right now. Baby, that's what that heat did to me. That heat beat my tail. It whooped my head. And I looked at them sitting there in full regalia, and there was no fan. Their daughter was in the kitchen cooking, frying up something at the stove, and she had an oscillating fan, just a small one back there. But that house, when I tell y'all, Joanna G, I'm telling what God loves. It's the truth, KK79. It was hot as Hades in there. And they were just sitting there just like, and these are the types of situations that, Dr. Dady, when you start talking about the hospitals needing to have spaces and making plans, because a lot of these old timers, they had never been in air conditioning. There wasn't air conditioning at the church we went to, you know, when and the church that he pastored, there was no air conditioning in there. So I get it. You know, we didn't get air conditioning in our house until I was almost a teenager. You put the windows up and you just blew hot air through the house. But at the end of the day, when you start talking about senior citizens, listen, it beat me for my past and my future. Crystal Method, that heat beat me for my past and my future. Do you understand the words coming? It was hot. It was hot in there. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Your dad's house used to feel like that, and he hated turning the air on. Listen, I'm telling you, and those old timers, now, this is the thing I want us to understand, Joanna G, I see that's how your great grandmother's house was with the stairs. My grandmother liked the warm feeling. When that's all you've ever known. And this is the thing, when that's all you've ever known, then you somehow or another that feels comfortable to you, but it's still extremely dangerous, especially as they become senior citizens. And that's why I say during these hot times, if you got some senior citizens in your life, and I'm not even saying just family, if you got some senior citizens in your life and they're in a situation like that, check on your peeps, check on your people, because baby, it's hot and they will be sitting there. And I just had a friend, was it last year, the year before, and her grandmother, before she passed away, God rest her soul, they had that same same fear because she was sitting in her house completely locked up, had everything chained, the windows, this, that, and the other, and there was no circulation, and it was hot as Hades in there. And this is why we really have to take time with our senior citizens during this kind of weather. Don't just assume. Check on your people. Don't just assume. Go check on your people, because baby, that heat will take you out. Please believe that. Please believe that. So your dad used to feel like that. I got you. Your grandparents never used their air conditioner, and we lived in California. Come on, I got you. I got you, honey. K2 Hoop. Now, that's the way we were. That's the way we were. You said, sir, do I need to call the people? Is it broke? Inquiring minds want to know, but I'm telling you, those senior citizens, if you stop and think about it, they've dealt with that their whole entire life. Now, what I'll say is different. Your grandmother would have all the windows closed at night and double the curtains. Listen, double curtains. It's hot, baby. It's hot. My Lock Journey, come on in here. This is another streamer, and if you're not following My Lock Journey, quit your wiggle ways. Quit your wiggle ways. Because listen, she gonna bless your whole life. I call her the Lock Whisperer. Your grandmother's house was like that. My aunt lives in her house now and keeps it the same way. I'm telling you, that's the way it goes down. Now, this is the difference to me. Yes, Shelly, and that heat is totally different heat that they grew accustomed to. This heat is totally different heat than that they grew accustomed to as well. And I agree with that, Shelly. Additionally, Shelly, they could put the windows up back in the day. Because I'm going to tell you what, when I grew up, where we grew up at, and again, I told y'all, we didn't have air. We didn't have air conditioning. We didn't even have window units. We didn't have air. It was just, you put the windows up. But and we had a screen door, we had a sliding glass door, and you could open the screen and let the breeze come in, open up the windows in the front, and let that wind just kind of blow across the house, that cross breeze. But at the end of the day, you could open your doors, and I'm going to tell you, and my siblings will tell you, I'm not lying, we didn't lock our doors. Daddy might leave the keys in the truck. We just did not. We didn't have to. So you could enjoy the benefits of natural air without worrying about somebody walking in on you. You didn't have to worry about somebody driving up in your yard and taking advantage of you. It just wasn't that kind of party. So the liberty that we had is totally different. But now these senior citizens are scared. They're not going to leave their doors unlocked. They're not going to leave their windows open. They're not going to do that because they fear for their lives. They don't know what's going to happen to them if they leave that unlocked and possibly give access to somebody to come in on them. So they're going to lock everything down and just be in there just suffocating. I mean, literally suffocating. So that's the other piece to that, Shelly. So it's really something. It's really, really something. Double Spirit, y'all was in there kung fu fighting because you like, it's too hot up in here. My siblings will tell you, honey, my mother would burn you to a crisp. My mother would burn you to a crisp. And honey, you come in the door gasping for air. I remember a couple of times she had some family members, her age, her cousin, her brother, they came and sealed in all the juices, Crystal Method. They sealed in all the juices. They came to visit, but they stayed about 5-7 minutes and they're like, it's just too hot. I can't stay. Because my mother had that place like an oven, please believe it. So, like I said, when they get accustomed to that, that's what they do. But in the meantime, to get back to the point that Dr. Dady made, you got to be aware that as they're making adjustments for hospitals and medical situations, please check on your people. Please check on your people because they will sit there and literally bake themselves to death. Your 92-year-old neighbor will only turn her air conditioner in when someone's visiting her. I call her the bionic woman because she had several surgical procedures and allowed nothing to stop her. She stopped driving about a year ago. Come on in here, Cassandra. Come on in here. That's what I'm talking about. Your grandmother has the heater on. KK. Listen, but I do understand. There's some folk like that. And then you got the folks on the far extreme opposite that are like, listen, it's like hanging beef in here. So I wanted to touch on that this morning. Now, for those that don't know, 3M 3M has lost lawsuits. Now, 3M on yesterday, they reached an agreement to settle a lawsuit because they had forever chemicals that they've been pumping out here into the environment. Now, this is water. Come on, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. This is what I don't like, because these companies, 3M, so 3M, you all know, let's go through some of the stuff that y'all know that they've made, including the N95 mask that we all wearing, Post-it notes, Scotch tape, N95, as well as many other things. They have agreed to pay $10.3 billion over the next 13 years to fund the public cleanup of the contamination of the water that they've done. So your sister works for 3M. She just got a nice package for early retirement. Dr. Dady, she got out just in time. Because listen, $13.3 billion over, let me, wait, 10.3 billion over the next 13 years. 10.3 billion over the next 13 years. And this is you're part of the lawsuit. Come on, Dr. Dady. The drinking water, they're killing us. And that's exactly it, Joanna G. They were dumping their contaminants into the water. What they call forever chemicals are the different chemicals, and they all got big, long names. I'm not going to try to pronounce them. But at the end of the day, they were dumping this into our drinking water. And the reason why they call them forever chemicals is because you ain't getting them out. So I got you, Dr. Dady, meaning your city. You're not getting them out. That's why they call them forever chemicals. Now, so I look at people like 3M, and the chemical companies do this all the time. The herbicide companies. I mean, a lot of these plants that know they're dealing with toxins, they know they are polluting the water. They know that they are contaminating the people because at the end of the day, it gets in your water, and that's why they call them forever chemicals. You cannot get those toxins out of the water. So 3M just settled yesterday. Then we had Chemours, DuPont, and Corteva. I don't even know that company. But nonetheless, all of these have been in this similar lawsuit for contaminating the water with forever chemicals. So just so you know, and you know, and we just drink this stuff. All of them are settling these lawsuits. So, you know, I just want to say this. For them, that's just a slap on the hand. For them, this is just a slap on the wrist. So, you know, what really in the grand scheme of things is 10.3 billion. Now, mind you, this is over 13 years. It's not like they got to just up 10.3 billion today. And at the end, oh no, one of your middle schools, one of your black middle schools was built on top of a contaminated landfill. And you know what, Dr. Dady, I just got to go here on that. Could it be? The devil. Baby, that ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. And then at the end of the day, they start acting like they're shocked, stunned, and amazed because the children start getting sick. When they knew full well, when they built the school in that black community or for the black children, that it was contaminated landfill. That's just egregious. And at the end of the day, listen, I don't care what nobody says, that's dastardly, just absolutely dastardly. So I feel now, even while I was working for one of the top leading, statistically, the number one education system for test prep, I worked for them, and I had 17 states that I was responsible for as a regional manager. Listen, there were programs that I had to set up because some of the chemical companies, part of their restitution for contaminating lands, just like what Dr. Dady is describing here, part of the thing that they had to take care of was they offered ACT, SAT, and PSAT testing for free as a part of the restitution and the payment back for, it's like, oh, we'll educate your children. Well, your children are sick and diseased. Your children are sick and diseased, and and you just cut their quality of life. But you want to say, oh, but before you die, we'll educate you. Please miss me with that. Could it be? Could it be? The devil. And then you want to walk away and act like you did us a favor when you knew when you built that school for little black children, it was on top of a contaminated landfill. You knew it when you did it. So this is the kind of stuff, cheering. I just, this just takes me out. So, 3M, and isn't it something that they would be the ones that are manufacturing these N95s? Now, y'all know. So just think about that. Just step back and think about that for a minute. You're talking about, after having come out of the pandemic of 2020, and the years that have followed, and some of y'all know y'all wouldn't wear nothing but the N95. Y'all wasn't getting out here. Y'all wasn't wearing, I don't care if they made a cloth mask. I don't care if they had them little, go to the store and get honey. Some of y'all were not going to wear anything but that N95. So at the end of the day, I just want you to step back. We're not even going to talk about their Scotch tape. We're not going to talk about anything else that they have made. We're not going to talk about sticky notes and Post-it notes, which y'all use. Some of y'all, your whole office is just nothing but Post-it notes. Now, we're not going to talk about the money and the millions and the billions that they make from that. I'm just going to deal with that N95. Your aunt is N95. She's heavy. I'm telling you, my lockdown. Some of y'all wouldn't wear nothing but N95. Think about how much money these jokers made. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Just think about how much money these jokers made. And is regarding Post-it notes, Daddy. You got them everywhere. You understand what I'm saying? Do you all understand how much money these people made in 3M? Then I want you to understand 10.3 million or billion over. Wait a minute. Let me get, is it M or a B? I want to read this correctly. Listen, because I don't want to give him no billion. Okay, it is billion with the B, but still over, that's the devil. Over 13 years, that ain't no money if you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. It's billion. Yes, my lock journey is billion. That is no money. This is what we have to endure, y'all. So yesterday, that was the settlement that was agreed upon. That was the settlement that was made. Y'all just be aware, just be aware, just be aware. And I'm that one that says, listen, miss me with that, because you still ain't did nothing. You still, at the end of the day, I just feel like I'd rather you care about our lives than to try to push out some little mamby-pamby settlement, because at the end of the day.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Just so you know, 3M, I'm throwing you shade. And y'all know how we do in here. We don't just throw shade, we shed light. So for those that didn't know, the lawsuit was settled on yesterday, and that's what the settlement is. Now, I want to come here, Cheerings, because listen, I want to talk about this just in brief, but I don't know if you all were aware of this or not. But I want to bring this to our attention because this is going on around the land. Now, we know graduation is over, but I want y'all to check this out. So there are schools. Come on, you know what I'm saying? You know how we do it in here, My Lock Journey. No cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black because we tells it like a T-I-Z tis. And I don't just throw shade, I shed light. Now this, you all, seems to be going on tremendously around the country. And okay, so now they're saying no cheering at graduation, no demonstrative activity while you're on your way to get your diploma, yada yada yada. I see your coffee cup, Cassandra Woke. You know how we do. No cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black, cause I tells it like it T-I-Z-T is. I see you, Stacy 546. Now this right here, cheering. This has gone on, and I've got several clips. I'm just going to show you this one right here.
Abdur Rahman. Jabria Scott. Stephanie Up.
Now, this particular, I'm going to show it again in case you missed it.
Abdur Rahman. Jabria Scott. Stephanie Up.
Now, I just want to point out this particular principal. She did that numerous times to several black girls. And one was an instance where the girl walked across the stage and it was not disruptive applause, but her family did applaud. You just blurted out a curse word, my luck journey. Her family did applaud. And when she got to that same woman, I think I have a video. Let me see. If you want to see, Black Information Network has them out there. I want to say it was about 5 black students. And the one instance is where the family, it was not a loud applause, but they did applaud. You could hear some hand clapping. And that same woman right there refused to give them a diploma. Now, so, and you could hear the family as they were videoing saying, why are they not giving her her diploma? And I don't know, I don't know to what extent, but y'all know, listen, at the end of the day, what are we doing? What are we doing? Because I feel like this, whether you feel like it's appropriate or out of order to give applause, to holler, to scream, or like the young lady did, you know, do her look. I've seen people shout across the stage. Kai Chick, I know that's what I said. I've seen people that are very churchy shout across the stage. And I don't think, you know, in some of those instances, those people were playing. They were seriously happy and they broke out in a shout because that's what they do. So my question is, how are we going to deal with this kind of scenario where you've got just this obvious, and I don't want to hear comply. I don't want to hear comply. Because at the end of the day, some of it, and I'm going to take it to the church side because that's the way I was raised. I didn't shout across the stage, but you know, anybody that did shout across the stage and start dancing, doing the holy dance, I wouldn't have thought anything of it, honey. I probably would have started clapping. So how and what is our response to these young people that have taken their whole entire lives to hit that accomplishment only to be humiliated at the stage? Now, again, you can say comply, but if your family wants to applaud you, and I'm going to tell you, right now today, I got some family members that would have applauded. Now, when all of my nephews walked, I hollered and screamed for every last one of them. I absolutely positively did. So I'm like, how are we getting to this point where, listen, my lock journey, not only did we cheer, some folks had the air horns, people had, you know, now I know even to their dismay, they had the big beach balls that they aired up and started going around. But I'm like, at the end of the day, it's their graduation. What are you tripping on? And the idea that you're taking away from the decorum, and there's something about the dignity, and you know, and I get it, but at the end of the day, I also understand that when this milestone is reached in a child's life, they are ecstatic, they are exuberant, and the families are too. Who is the person to say you can't do that? I don't get it. Somebody too, exactly. So I feel like at the end of the day, it's crazy. And it's a level of control. So my daughter's school didn't give out actual diplomas until the next morning. They only got the diploma holders, so the kids were able to cheer and celebrate. I got you, K2 Hoop, and people may need to look at that. They do that in North Carolina too. I got y'all. So at the end of the day, let the people celebrate. Let the people celebrate. It's a tremendous accomplishment. You feel like the graduates should celebrate for their achievements. I agree with you, K2 Hoop. The devil keeps putting out the phone. Cassandra.
This song that they're going to sing for you is The Devil's in the Phone Booth dialing 911. Come on, ladies, and bless these people.
Well, the devil's in the phone booth dialing 911. Well, the church is on their knees and they're loading up the spiritual can. Well, the devil thought he had us, but the tables are turned. And now he's on the run. The devil's in the phone booth, dialing 911. My whole life has changed since the Lord saved me. I proclaim the mighty name of Jesus Christ to everyone that I see. You know the keys to the kingdom are the secret to success. To lose the Holy Ghost and the Son. The devil's in the phone booth, dialing 911.
That's it right there. And that's it. And that's all. Listen, y'all, I'm not even going there. I see you, Joanna G. For some of these children, this may be their first child graduating. Let the people celebrate. So she didn't make noise and she did a little dance, and that was an issue. Absolutely, my luck journey. And I see you. She has no right to give them their diploma, whether a person cheers, that shouts, dances, or to not. I'm sorry, give them their diploma. It has nothing to do with their accomplishment or to receive their diploma, and she is dead wrong for doing this. And it's really about control. Somebody said that later on. I saw that when my daughter walked across the stage, everyone in my section knew who. That's it. My lock journey. That's the way my family does. And now my mama wasn't up cheering and everything, but the the rest of us.
Thank you for the sub. We're building something.
Kim Possible 7-Eleven. Oh, thank heaven for 7-Eleven. There's my pastor from the ATL. Mad love to you, sis. And thank you for that resub, because we're building something. That's my girl, and I love me some you. And it's good to see you in the Lion's Den this morning. Come on in here. Now, listen, at the end of the day, Z Lady C, good morning to you, sis. Mad love to you. But there's no shame in my game. And when I went to see, over the summer, I went to see my my little cousin's daughter graduated from nursing school, and baby, I hollered, I screamed. They knew that listen, she got family that's a very, very excited about this accomplishment, and at the end of the day, you can't stop me from celebrating my family. So at the end of the day, education has become all about the administration and not about the children. I hear you talking, Joanna G, and you yelled too, and that I'm telling you, that's what we do. And at the end of the day, you're not gonna tell me, somebody too said, and we acted up. Lala the Menace, come on in here. So much mad love to you. Lala the Menace is a streamer. If you're not following Lala the Menace, quit your wicked ways, because she's gonna bless your whole life. Oh, come on in here. I appreciate y'all. I absolutely positively do. So yeah, we cut up. So at the end of the day, and we didn't do it to where the next person that was called could not be heard, because I understand you want to hear your loved one's name called and all of that. It's a control freak, Glenda M.H. Groves. It's a control freak situation. They say that they want people's names to be heard. You get that. However, we need a resolution. I agree, y'all. I agree. So at the end of the day, I just wanted to make you aware this is a situation that is happening across across the land. Come on, you are Lala the Freak. Okay, come on in here. I am Lala the Freak. Come on in here. Good to have you with us, and thank you for joining us this morning in the Lion's Den, and you are always welcome here. Z Lady C, it's good to see you this morning. Come on in there. You're in a meeting. Blessings to you. Blessings to you. Now, I just wanted to make us aware, and that's where I wanted to go with that. This right here, I love this brother for this conversation right here. And y'all tell me, while we're on the education and we're talking about being educated, Big Ed Smith, come on in here. Big Ed Smith is a streamer, y'all. And if you're not following Big Ed Smith, quick, chew your eyes. Come on in here, my brother. And mad love to you. Appreciate you coming in the Lion's Den. Now, check this out, children. While we're talking about education, Big Brother here had something to say, and I love what he said, and I love the way he said it. Here we go.
What's your least favorite compliment? Everybody's got one, but what's the compliment that you take as an insult? When I share mine, some of y'all gonna be confused because you've actually said it to me in my comment section, but a lot of my followers are about to start hitting a slow clap. My least favorite compliment is articulate. Can't stand it. Understand that when you call me articulate, you're complimenting my ability to speak fluently. You listen to me for 2 minutes and you're most impressed with my fluency? I have a master's degree. I run an increasingly complex organization. I've been recognized, celebrated, and awarded for strategic thinking, innovation, and community impact. And you're impressed by the fact that I can put a sentence together. But the truth is, you're probably more surprised than impressed. When I was 21, I had a meeting with a federal judge about a letter of recommendation for law school, and I'm knocking his questions out of the park. And he stopped partway through the meeting to say, "You are so articulate. Did you go to some type of school or something?" He was surprised that the black man in front of him was speaking in a way that didn't trigger his threat response. He could have been impressed by my technical knowledge or creativity, but he couldn't help but remark on my English skills. Calling me articulate has nothing to do with what I've said. Still, I've been called articulate more than I've been called intelligent, strategic, innovative, or anything that has to do with the ideas that I present. And that's why articulate is my least favorite compliment, because it requires you to skip over every fact, statement, and nuance to marvel over the thought that a black man can talk good. Stitch this video with your least favorite compliment.
Big Ed Smith just hit us with the, come on in here. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And to all of those that got a gifted sub from Big Ed Smith, listen, Big Ed, we're building something. Thank you so much. And you never have to do it, but I'm so glad that you did. And to everybody that got Lady T, the gift, Nathan Lamont, LaWanda Baskerville, the one and only Keisha Key, Big Ed Smith himself, Big Sid, come on there, Miss Keela, Woman Unsilenced, DJ Onyx, our Yergin, Yergin. I'm going to get that. 2022. Come on. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Oh, my goodness. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. Listen, thank you for those roaring biddies, Kim Possible 711. Come on, BTD Mom. Thank you for those roaring biddies. We're building something. Oh, Lala gave the 10-pack. Come on. I'm so sorry, Lala. Thank you for that 10-pack. I appreciate you. My screen is not updating appropriately. Thank you for that, Lala. I am so sorry that I misunderstood that, but I appreciate you, sis. Thank you for the 10-pack and nothing but mad love to you. I appreciate you. We are building something here in the Lion's Den. Now, this issue that this brother brings up is so valid. And I'm going to ask you, what is the compliment that irritates you the most? Just drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. Big Ed Smith, you said you go through this every day. That thing that irritates you the most, you have a problem with the way that you speak. Come on. I just drop it in the chat, because people have to understand these backdoor compliments are not really compliments. As he said, he said a federal judge said, "Oh, you've been to school." What? You've been to school? Every child in this country has been to school, or at least supposed to be. What are you talking about? You're pretty for a big girl. Come on here, Joanna G. And I'm telling you. And even within our community, we need to pay attention, y'all. Pay attention. Because sometimes, some of y'all real shady. and you act like, oh, I'm giving you a compliment. This is not a compliment. And I want you to think about it before you let this stuff roll off your tongue. And at the end of the day, I want us to recognize that body shaming is not cute. And coming to a point, you're pretty for a bit. I'm pretty. Just stop right for what you mean. Real shady, my lock journey. Real shady. Real shady. You are so strong. I got you, April Cook. And good morning to you, sis. Mad love to you. Come on in the Lion's Den. You are so strong. Listen, we've got to pay attention to how we approach and talk to one another. And then also be aware, because listen, I've seen some kids in these days and times that people are insulting them all over the place, and the child doesn't even know they're being insulted. And that makes me even more embarrassed, because I'm like, child, that was an insult. What are you doing? When I look at folks like Scott, what's his name? Something Scott, that's running for all these offices in Kentucky and here, there, thither, and yon. Honey, them people saying stuff to him, it's not a compliment, but this man is too stupid to know it. I'm telling you, I was told I'm one of the good ones. Oh, that part. I'm one of the good ones. For many of us that have been looped and duped for the good token, you're one of the good ones. Baby, that ain't no compliment. Tim Scott, thank you for the Joker's name. You can tell I tried to block it from my memory. And they just say all kind of stuff to that man, and he's standing there looking like a doofus. A hype train. Thank you for the hype train. I appreciate you all. Okay, my system finally decided to update. Thank you. Lala, I see you. Thank you for the community subs. Z Lady C, thank you for the 300 biddies. Those roaring biddies. Thank you, Kim Possible. BTD Mom, thank each and every one of you. I just got the update, so thank you for that. So much mad love to you, and I appreciate you. We're building something. Please believe it. So listen, I need... my lock journey looking like he looking. Deer in headlights. Just stupid. Well, you know, I say I'm gonna stop calling people stupid, but just lacking. Just lacking. Can I say that? Just standing there looking like you're lacking. So at the end of the day, I'm like, listen, some of y'all need to understand that compliment is not a compliment. And I'm just done. Listen, if you don't give me your name, Stacy546. Listen, and how many times, and you know from whence I've come, how many times have I heard my best friend is black when we get out and amongst the public? But at the end of the day, don't play. So this part right here, Demon Fox God is in the room. Good morning to you, my brother. Nothing but mad love. And I did look at those pictures and they were something else. Listen, we praying for a solution to that, a resolution to that. And what area? Put the area that you're in, because I want people to know if they know someone in your area that can help. Demon Fox God is a streamer, y'all. And if you're not following Demon, quit your ways. Quit him, because he's gonna bless your whole life. I love me some of you. You live in South Carolina. Okay, thank you. If anybody in the South Carolina area, or you know people in the South Carolina area, Demon Fox God has an issue. He's got pictures out there in my Discord, as we had this conversation on yesterday. If you know anyone in the South Carolina area, I need a contractor. I need somebody that knows what they're doing, and we need somebody that's going to show up. And we're looking for a black entrepreneur. Hear me. We're looking for a black business owner. So if you know someone in the South Carolina area, please reach out to Demon Fox God and the God, and give him that information and that intel, because we're looking for somebody. We're looking for people of color, black folk, that can come in here and take care of business. But as he testified, he's already had 2 people that didn't show up We need folks to be about it. We need folks to be about it. So if you know someone, we're networking in here to get my brother fixed up. And good morning to you. I appreciate you for that. They hate to admit that we can have ideas or solve problems. A white coworker started to notice and said, how do you deal with this every day? I'm telling you. And I'm glad that they noticed, Big Ed Smith, because a lot of times people will just stick their heads in the sand and act like the video that we showed on yesterday. For those of you that were here on yesterday, you know how we closed out that video. And if it doesn't affect and impact you directly, I don't pay any attention to it. So a gentleman did an experiment in the class, and I won't go through all of that. It's in my Discord. But the idea that if it doesn't affect me, and that was basically the takeaway of that video, if it doesn't affect me, I don't pay any attention to it. And I'm glad that they at least paid attention, your coworker, that they noticed it and said something about it. And I wish they would take it to a whole nother level and be proactive and make an issue, because I keep saying, for this crazy behavior to stop, racism is not ours to fix. Racism is white folks' issue to fix, because it's their problem. It just happens to impact and affect us. It's not ours to fix. So what we need are more white people to notice, first and foremost. That's the first order of business. I need you to pay attention enough and not allow me and my situation to be invisible to you. I need you to notice, and don't just notice. I also need you to take it somewhere. Yoshi Son 77. That's my son. That's my king. Come on in here, Prince. Mad love to you. And thank you for hosting. I appreciate you. Morning, and mad love to you. So I'm glad that they did notice. Big Ed. But I still want them to take it one step further. Go in there and address it with the people and the powers that be, and make it known that you're not appreciative of this kind of behavior towards your coworkers. And that's what we need to solve this situation. DJ Rock and Ron, in our town, high school is the only graduation ceremony. All of the others are just step-up ceremonies. You better believe 1 p.m. today, they're going to know when our son crosses that stage. Come on, this is for DJ Rock and Ron's son today. Son, come on. Oh, I love you, Yoshi. I love you. That's for your son, and congratulations to you and your wife for raising this fine young lion. Come on. Bright-eyed sunflower, I see you, and good morning to you. Love and blessings. Come on in here. So much mad love to you. Thank you for coming in the Lion's Den. We appreciate you. We absolutely, positively do. Thank you so much. Now listen, go ahead, all the streamers. Let me just do this right now. Every streamer in here, please put your information in the chat, because we do want to follow every streamer that's here. And I want to say thank you for your support. You didn't have to stop through, but I do appreciate you, as well as everybody here. I just want to say a huge thank you. Now coming on down, I'm looking at some of the comments that you all are making. That brother right there, and I love how he really, and I'm not going to say articulate. I was thinking about that from that being the topic that he chose, but I love the energy that he came with, and I want y'all to get that all the way down in your shondo, so that, listen, I don't want you to be intimidated. I don't want you to hold back. I don't want you to refrain or stop yourselves from addressing when things are happening to you. I want you to address it. I want you to address it. Now, I've got one, My Lock Journey. I think you put in something that I've shown before. You know that we're talking about, and we love this idea of working. Now, let me go ahead and come out. Let me go ahead and come out and come back to my regular. We are building something. And for everybody that's giving, and I want to say once more and again, thank you to all of you that have given. And I appreciate you. I absolutely do. Back again. What's popping? Come on in here. Good to have you in the Lion's Den. Much love to you. At the end of the day, this is where we're looking and addressing the idea of understanding that we've got to do something different. And at this point, we are looking at Build Black for Black. And yes, because we understand that we free us. We free us. And at the end of the day, at the end of the day, I feel a good blocking coming on. At the end of the day, when we understand that there is that level that we understand the assignment in 2023. I'm not looking for anybody else to come up with an idea. I'm not looking for somebody else to come up with a solution. I'm not looking for anybody else. DJ Rock and Ron, My Lock Journey. Now listen, at the end of the day, I want us to continue on this trend. I've shown this before, but I appreciate you putting it back. I showed the original back in the day. BAHM is about to be in full effect. My Lock Journey. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. So at the end of the day, I just wanna play this again. And thank you. Oh, back again. I think it's gonna. I appreciate you. Now listen, Stacy, you understand the words coming out of my mouth. I just want us to look at this once more and again. And I appreciate you, My Lock, who was a My Lock Journey. I think it was My Lock Journey that put this in between her. Yeah. Woo!
You shall not pass!
Now, at the end of the day, oh, Lord. At the end of the day, I want us to take this, where my mods at? I need a mod. I'm just going to come out and say it. I need a mod. I need a mod in the room, wherever y'all at. Somebody come out of hiding, because I've had enough. Now, at the end of the day, I want you all to pay attention. Thank you, Rebel. Thank you. Calgon, take them away. Ooh, I had all I could take, y'all. I had all I could take. Now, y'all see, I was trying to be cool. I tried. Oh, Shelly, that was you. Thank you. Thank whoever got him. We'd had enough. Lord Jesus. I'm like, I was trying My Lock Journey. I was trying, but he was just going to try my very soul. These are the times that try men's soul. He tried it. He tried it. But at the end of the day,
You shall not pass!
ooh, he tried it. Shelly, oh my goodness. Listen, I'm just trying to tell y'all, I'm so sorry. Try Jesus, but not us, because, honey, this baby was just not going to quit. Honey, but thank you all. Y'all, those comments, I couldn't go further because the comments were cracking me up. Exit, stage left. Woo! He was on a mission, K2 Hoop, but listen, it was not going to be accomplished because the devil's in the phone booth dialing 911. And I surely wanted to get that taken care of before we showed this video because, honey, I can only imagine what all they was going to have to say on this video. Here we go right here. And I'm going to play this once more and again because I appreciate this concept. Come on, Z Lady C, come on back in. And we appreciate you for coming back even after the meeting was over. Here we go. Let's watch this.
Welcome.
My name is Courtney McKinney. I live here in Sacramento, and I have 2 likely imperfect points, but my intention is to contribute in the spirit of help, healing, accessibility, and productivity. The first is that we shouldn't be paying taxes. Our ancestors were...
Okay, I'm going to stop. Get better mods, bro. Number 1, I'm not a bro. Number 2, I don't look like Wesley Snipes. Number 3, I don't look like none of the above, and we going to get you too. Goodbye. Now, I'm going to just wait till I see the band. There must be some kind of troll going on. There must be something going on, Saints. So y'all might as well get ready. They might as well get ready because, honey, they coming in back to back like that. That's when they get their little trolling on. And at the end of the day, you shall be blocked.
You shall not pass!
All right. Thanks, Shelly. I appreciate that. All right. Now, here we go. Here we go. I'm going to come back to the story because as we've seen this before, I want us to recognize as we're talking about reparations, at the end of the day, this is a concept that this sister threw out there, and I feel like we need to pay attention to it. Here we go.
Violently forced from West Africa to build this economy for free for over 200 years and then terrorized for 100 more and counting. Our taxes have been paid and we are still owed a significant debt. California should immediately suspend tax collection for Black people, especially considering how the state continues to oppress Black people using tax money through policing and debt collection. We shouldn't be paying for that. Suspending taxes for Black people in Cali won't break the budget since we constitute a small fraction of the population, and it provides a model for options at the federal level, which is needed since Black people are audited and harassed by the IRS at disproportionately high rates, stripping more wealth. This is an actual beginning for the path that America needs to take to begin to repay its debts. The second request I have is for public talking points and in general for this process to be made much more accessible. Please give us talking points, maybe 5 max, that synthesize the priority points of why reparations are needed in a simple, digestible way, easy enough to talk to with children. Examples might be that there's precedent for reparations, like for example, when the U.S. paid victims of Japanese internment. Another might be bullet points for the proposed options and rationale for reparations eligibility. These are just examples and could be a great way to engage the public as has been spoken about as needed. So please help us help you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for coming out today.
I'm going to play that once more and again, and I appreciate all mods on deck. We got...
My name is Courtney McKinney. I live here in Sacramento, and I have 2 likely imperfect points, but my intention is to contribute in the spirit of help, healing, accessibility, and productivity. The first is that we shouldn't be paying taxes. Our ancestors were violently forced from West Africa to build this economy for free for over 200 years and then terrorized for 100 more and counting. Our taxes have been paid, and we are still owed a significant debt. California should immediately suspend tax collection for Black people, especially considering how the state continues to oppress Black people using tax money through policing and debt collection. We shouldn't be paying for that. Suspending taxes for Black people in Cali won't break the budget since we constitute a small fraction of the population, and it provides a model for options at the federal level, which is needed since Black people are audited and harassed by the IRS at disproportionately high rates, stripping more wealth. This is an actual beginning for the path that America needs to take to begin to repay its debts. The second request I have is for public talking points and in general for this process to be made much more accessible. Please give us talking points, maybe 5 max, that synthesize the priority points of why reparations are needed in a simple, digestible way, easy enough to talk to with children. Examples might be that there's precedent for reparations, like for example, when the U.S. paid victims of Japanese internment. Another might be bullet points for the proposed options and rationale for reparations eligibility. These are just examples and could be a great way to engage the public as has been spoken about as needed. So please help us help you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So this part, I want to come back to, because, you know, we keep talking about, I got your Big Ed Smith. So much love to you. Thank you for being in the chat this morning. We appreciate you. Kim Possible, exactly. We've played this before. I appreciate, let me go back and see who sent this today. Or actually a couple of days ago. My Lock Journey. So this is a great idea. We've talked about it before, but I want to keep putting it in front of us, because when we talk about Built Black for Black and We Free Us, this is where I want us to understand that at the end of the day, we have the ability to deal with how we want to approach reparations from some very logical and practical positions. I want us as a Black community. Now, yes, we're building in entrepreneurship. We're building our own. We're doing our own things, but we still need reparations. And I said what I said, and I'm going to keep saying it. We still need reparations. So at the end of the day, this is a very practical means by which, as she has presented this, and I think we need to start carrying it everywhere. I think we need to start escalating it in conversation. While you want to say we don't have the money to pay you back, okay, now you do, you really do. So listen, I need you to quit lying.
Why you always lying?
But to circumvent your lie, let's start with eliminate us from the tax basis so that you can start right there. Because you all know for sure, if we didn't have to pay tax on everything that we pay tax on, and you know for sure that we pay more taxes in areas where the wealthy people pay less taxes, if we started right there with the taxes, because listen, you owe us that. We've already, like you heard that sister when she said, we've already paid our taxes. We've paid our taxes and then some, because you took it out of my flesh. You took it out of my labor. You took it out of my children by building our schools on top of toxic facilities that you knew it was toxic when you put us there. You built it, and I don't care about your 10.3 million over 13 years. You've taken it out of our hide. You've taken it out of our flesh. You've taken it out of our health. You've taken it. You ain't taking nothing else. Y'all pay taxes. Because all this time we've had taxation without representation, and we still have taxation without representation, and our taxes cause you to have money to send your police officers and over police in our communities, to over police and kill us, to over police, and every time you turn around we can't get a break because we got the popo out here stopping us on car stops and we wake up dead. You got us out here and we pay for that. I said what I said, and I'll add to it if I take it back. So at this point, even dealing with taxation without representation, we still do not have representation speaking for us, for the Black community. I don't care. You talk about we had a Black president. At the end of the day, we still, even in government, do not have somebody that's standing up for the Black community and saying enough is enough and too much is too much. We're still not represented. Good morning, John Studios. Mad love to you. I appreciate you for being here. John Studios is a streamer. If you're not following him, please quit your ways. We need somebody that's going to represent Black interests. And currently, there's nobody there. I said what I said, and I'll add to it if I take it back. Now, I can't hear you. There's nobody there. I said what I said. I'll add to it before I take it back. So why are you taxing me when you're not representing me? You're not representing my interests. You're not representing anything about my culture. You're not representing me about any of my needs, but I'm getting paid. I'm getting billed these taxes like nobody's business. I'm paying taxes out the nose and out the yang, and I get absolutely nothing for my tax dollars, but police officers in our communities over policing and killing us. Ooh, who else pays for their own hired killer? I said what I said. Who else pays for their own hired killers? Can I say it one more time for the people in the back? Who else pays for their own hired killers? And I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. Crystal Method, I see you. My Lock Journey, listen, I see y'all. Shelly, you're doing a great job. I appreciate you. This is where we've got to come to a point where we're like, no, listen, I let me get my helper. Let me get my help. Jesus is my help. We're just not going to do it. So I want us, and I want this concept to pick up momentum. I want this concept to pick up talking points. And then we're gonna go to the same idea that when we get to this division, this angst, and this problem that exists between the Black community and the Asian community. I've talked on it several times, so I'm not going to go back and cover it again. Just know that it's rooted all the way back to when Asian Americans sued so they would not be considered Black. And we've had a problem ever since, seemingly. Now, this is where I'm looking, Stacy 546, so much mad love to you. You have an awesome day. This is where, I love you, sis. I want us to take this seriously. When people start talking about, well, reparations, we ain't got listen, start right there. Taxes, start right there. Take us off your tax rolls. Do y'all hear me talking? Take us, and as she said, as you all identified, we don't make the population, the percentage of us is small enough. You still got money coming in. And if the truth be told, if you tax the wealthy at the rate that they should be taxed, you got more than enough. I said what I said, and I'll add to it if I take it back. Because it's the wealthy that find loopholes and ways not to pay. And it's those of us that should really have less means than anybody. If anybody should be finding ways to be released from that, it's the poor people. Do y'all understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Thank you for that, Yoshi. Do y'all understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? We've got this whole system, but backwards. And at the end of the day, what that sister said, it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. But that's almost frightening in today's time because it makes sense. But the idea of how much, y'all just think about it. All the places that you're taxed and all the things that you're taxed for, if you had that money in your income where you no longer had to pay that out again, that's still not going to meet how egregious slavery has done and robbed and even above and beyond slavery after slavery time, what we've done and given to this community and this country. It's still not going to cover that, but it's a start. It's a viable start. Now, I love it. Thank you, My Lock Journey, for sharing that again. And I was happy to show it again because I absolutely, positively am in 100% agreement. Now, this right here, I'm going to show this and I'm going to get out because it's almost time to go over to Rebel's house. This right here, because at the end of the day, this brother begins to talk about, and I'm going to show this, Tall Pumps put this in. He begins to talk about the injustices that are done and why piracy exists in certain African areas of the water. And let's just take a listen because at the end of the day, the truth that this brother is speaking, I get it. And we can say, but the approach, but I just want you to hear the argument. This is what I want you to hear. And let's deal with this.
This is why the true story of Somalia's piracy should concern you. For years, the media was awash with stories about piracy in Somalia's waters. Somali pirates were painted as evil characters who are plundering and harassing innocent sea travelers. What kind of human does this? The world sneered. By adopting this attitude, The world, especially the West and China, forgot to look in the mirror and see, truly see, what drove Somalia into piracy. Somalia has Africa's longest coastline. However, this blessing also turned into a curse when foreign fishing trawls started sneaking into Somalia's waters to fish without licenses, to steal Somalia's fish. They depleted the fish in these territorial waters. As if that wasn't bad enough, they polluted the waters of Somalia by dumping into them toxic and nuclear waste. What kind of human does this? Faced with this assault on their territorial waters, the so-called Somali pirates decided to fight fire with fire. If you are going to take our marine resources without our permission, we are going to take your ships without your permission. And that is how former fishermen teamed up with unemployed youth and militia to hijack ships and demand ransom. That is how piracy. This is why the true story of Somalia's.
Now, that right there, and whether or not the truth is always buried, Joanna G. This and that the man is not lying, and you understand basically what we have is a retaliatory revolution where Somalians are saying, you've come in. Now listen to the points of argument that he had, which are true. China, the West, I think he had Ukraine, all of these major powers, because Somalia is the biggest coastline in Africa. They basically came in and took all of their resources, fished them until there were no fish left, then started using them to dump toxic waste. Now, you know they ain't lying, because we dealing with toxic waste over here. That's why 3M is paying $10.3 million over 13 years, because they dumped toxic waste. This is why DuPont is paying whatever they're paying, and those other countries that we talked about, because they're dumping toxic waste. So what they've done, and I want y'all to hear this. What they've done is basically gone to Africa, where the black folks are, and they continue. They have exploited. They have used the resources. They have gone over and got diamonds. They've gone over and got oil. They've gone over and got everything that they could do. Now, this is what the preacher is saying. I'm going to call him a preacher today. This is what the preacher is saying. We're sick of y'all. We're sick of y'all stealing from us. We're sick of y'all coming over here and contaminating our waters. We're sick of y'all coming over here and taking our diamonds and our resources. We're sick of y'all doing this like we are nobody and nothing. And if you steal our resources, we gonna take your ships. You come get our stuff without our permission, we gonna take your ships and boats without permission. Now, I wanted to put that out there. And again, I'm not here advocating one side or the other as to what they're doing. I just want us to understand the why. And I feel like ultimately this is what this brother, and I'm going to call him my preacher, this is what my preacher was trying to do today, was basically help the rest of the world understand the why. Before we pass judgment, before we put out these stories and these horrendous tales of how these pirates are out here doing just dastardly and ungodly things, I want us to understand he meant that thing. You hear me fairly? He meant that thing. And it seems fair, Z Lady C. I just want us to be aware of why these people are fighting the way they are fighting. This is a form of retaliation. This is a form of resistance. It's not just people out here. It's not just people out here being wicked and evil. Understand the concept that he said. And especially today, in light of the fact that 3M on yesterday made a $10.3 million settlement over 13 years. They made a settlement on yesterday along with those other companies that I named, because they're doing exactly what this man said. Now you're going to come all the way from your coast and come to Africa and dump your toxic waste. And that includes Ukraine. That includes China. That includes the United States. I'll need y'all to be clear. Folks ain't telling the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. The same way they are dumping toxins here in our country and poisoning us, especially in black areas. They're doing the same thing with black folks over in Somalia. I did want to show that because, again, as Tall Pumps, it's a form of survival. And Irvin, that's my cousin right there. So much mad love to you. Oh my goodness, I'm getting all kind of blessings this morning. But I want us to be clear because we tell a narrative that we get told. And we go out and we repeat it and repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. They never tell the truth. Z Lady C, listen.
Why you always lying?
But understand, in essence, what they are trying to do is exactly right. It's a form of survival. They're saying you're not going to come and just completely annihilate us and our resources. This is their way of fighting back, Mylock Journey. This is their way of fighting back. So that being said, again, I'm not trying to tell you how to think, what to think, whatever. I just want you to be aware. And I want you to understand why people do what they do, because many times we get told a different narrative, but many times we need to step back, observe a thing. And I don't care what the media is saying, because the media is how they take. I told y'all we raised pigs at our house. You put that ring in that pig's nose. I don't care how big that cow, how big that pig was, the sow. That's what I wanted to say. That sow, that boar. I don't care how big it was. You pull that ring, baby. That pig is going to go wherever you take it. The media has become our ring in the pig's nose. And this is where I'm saying to us, before we jump on a bandwagon and before we judge people and before we say, oh, these dastardly pirates out here in the ocean, seasoned ships and da-da-da-da-da, I want you to step back and ask yourselves, why are they doing it? Why are they doing it? Because the why many times can make all the difference in the world. And I just want to leave you with that. Listen, we're building something built black for black, because we understand that we free us. I'm going to push that narrative again as we get out of here. I want you to embrace this idea. Where do we start? Not just building and establishing. As a matter of fact, let me say this for Ann Irvin. Put the name of your organization in the link if you can, Ann. I know it takes a little bit of time for YouTube to come through and get to my system. Put the name of your organization. She takes care of those that have less resources, females that need feminine products, feminine hygiene, and to be taken care of in that area. She's doing a phenomenal work. She's currently situated out of St. Joseph, Missouri. I see what she's doing going all the way across the country, because it's a phenomenal organization that she has created. And if you get a chance, it may take a minute to get through the ideas of how we can help in our community and how we can help people that need us. Thank you, Fairly All Day. Mad love to you. I want us to start taking on in our energy, because it takes all of us. Don't just think about, if it doesn't affect me, I don't care about it. It affects you, baby. It affects you, because we're all connected. No, we're all connected. We are interconnected. And so if it impacts somebody else, it's impacting me, whether it's direct or indirect. Let's be a people that don't just care about Sparkling Peach. I think that's the name of it, Sparkling Peach. And that link, I'll bring that back next week. I'm so glad that you're here, Ann, because I think it's going to take it a minute for it to get to me. We're going to get ready to go over to Rebel's house and enjoy time over there, some laughter, some fun. But thank you to everybody that came in the stream today. I hope that you have a takeaway that has helped you. We're going to continue talking about building black for black, because we're building this community for us. Our house is on fire, but we're putting the fire out. Please believe it, because we free us. Don't ever get it twisted. We free us. Love you, Dr. Dady. Z Lady C, I love all of you all that are in here. Listen, it's another day's journey, and I'm glad about it. Listen, we talk about so many things here in the Lion's Den, but at the end of the day, our purpose, our energy, and what we're building is to be the change. Listen, we're going to be the change that we want to see. And at the end of the day, you're not in this thing alone. This pride, Pride, this Pride Alliance is relentless, and you're going to hear us roar. It's us, you, me, we, all. We're all in this thing together, baby. You're not alone. We're going to come together and unify, and we're going to make the difference. I want to thank everybody that has come through, because we're building something. Those roaring biddies, come on in here. I appreciate you. To my moderators, the Rebel Inc., Shelly Thunder, Michelle Brownell, I appreciate you. To the followers that got banned and to the ones that were able to stay, good morning. To our subscribers and resubs, thank you for resubbing. And listen, I appreciate you for that 10-piece, sis. We are building something. Thank you for helping us build. Thank you for helping us build. Listen, I appreciate my girl Regina Sims. If you are in the Las Vegas area, she's going to be in your city July the 13th at 12:30 p.m. That's my sister that you hear singing this song. She's giving us permission to use her material. You ain't seen nothing yet. It's available on all platforms. Please check it out. She's going to bless your whole life. Now, come on. We headed over to Rebels. We're getting ready to take a trip on the good ship Lollipop and head over for anti-morning bangos and bingo. Yes, we're going to have not Chit Chat and a Sip. That's Crazy Berry Town. That's her twin. I got the twins mixed up. We're going to go over there and we're going to have the cracks and have a good time at Rebel's house. Now, at the end of the day, my moderators always say, have an amazing weekend on purpose. And listen, I want you to do what you love what you do, and peace for your journey. Diane and BX, good morning.